I want to just go ahead and start off by bringing in OG, Miss, you should know her if you know anything about the show. You know this young lady, Miss Angelique Bates. Clap it up for the lady. All right, y'all. Thank you, Angelique. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Now, I want to just start off by, because we are here talking about all that, and that's what people know us for.
Right.
Just tell us one of your favorite moments that you had on the show.
Oh gosh. You know what? One of my favorite moments, a lot of people would probably think would be on camera. I would say would probably be behind the scenes when Nickelodeon surprised me for my 13th birthday. And I've told this story a lot, but I'm always going to tell it. I'm going to be old and gray telling this story. They had given me a list one day because I was turning 13, and they told me to write down all the things that I wanted for my birthday. And I had like 100 and something items. And one of those things, two of those things was Denzel Washington and Debrat.
Hey.
So that's,
you didn't get none of those.
Right? Well, I didn't get Denzel Washington, but that's why they put it in that sketch for where I asked Santa Claus, for Denzel Washington. But I did get Debrat. So because Debrat was one of the artists that was brought on the show, but I would say that definitely because I love Debrat. So it was TLC and Debrat. Those are my all-time favorite. And I got to already meet TLC because they were doing the theme song. So when Debrat came through, I was just on cloud 150.
And she had bars.
Yo!
And you got bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a real big fan of Debrat. And it was just so amazing having people like that in hip-hop culture around the show. Yeah. Can you just talk about what it was like just being black and in Hollywood at that time?
Yo, what's crazy is that because I was 11, 12 years old, so I wasn't really understanding the whole importance of, obviously you know about the segregation and history, but as far as the Hollywood thing and being black in Hollywood, I wasn't really exposed to that. We were just all kids, because they say that kids don't really see color. Now the parents are probably dealing with it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just it's just a whole bunch of us, we're all different nationalities, and we're on this cool show. So we didn't realize what we were doing back then. This was, I think someone just did an interview and they said it was uncommon to have that much diversity on the show. We were the children's version of Living Color.
You saw that same article I read.
Yeah.
That was a good article.
Yeah, that was pretty
shout
good.
Shout out to you. We'll give you a shout out. Brianna, there you go.
Yeah. So, I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like I said, we were just kids. We had no idea we would be icons right now. We had no idea we would be passing the torch off to you guys. You know what I'm saying? So to answer that question is when people be like, what do you think about being legends? When you were on the show, we didn't think anything about it. We had no idea we would be 90s icons. It was like we're in the 90s. You thinking okay, so now the years are passing, but
Yeah.
Somebody recently on your IG said that they did a whole intro, and they actually did what you guys did. That I think is special because they did the exact recreation. I think it went well.
Yeah, no, I had a slow moment with that at first because originally the girl who played me, she did a picture, and I was like, oh, that's cool because I've seen so many of them where they're not playing exactly us, they're taking the spots that we did and they're putting their name or something. So I was just like, I think that might have been what I was wearing. I'm not sure. And then someone you tagged me under the video.
I did, yeah.
And I was like, yo, that's my name. Oh, she's me. I thought that was super dope.
And it is dope just seeing people just, they take the culture and just run with it. Obviously we're here at the Culture Experience Atlanta.
Right.
They've taken the culture and run with it. Y'all need to get up here if you haven't been up here. Shout out to Afro Comic Con. Get y'all butts up here. But so just kind of transitioning to Atlanta, have you been able to recreate that Black Hollywood feeling out here, or have you seen it? And what can you say about what it's like being out here as far as entertainment?
Well, entertainment-wise, it's definitely different than California. The Black Hollywood out here is nothing like Black Hollywood in California. It's more love out here. I'm keeping a buck 50. It's more love. California, everybody's out for their own. It's just come on, man. We all in the same industry. We all have different connections. You know what I'm saying? It's if we all work together, we could get further. But it's oh no, she might get this role, so I'm not going to help her. I'm not going to tell her, oh, she can't meet this person. It's like, it's too much jealousy in Kelly. I mean, am I lying?
I talk about it all the time. Y'all come and check out the Prime Nostalgia podcast. We have people like Marcus, Polk, RJ Smith, and like those guys are my buddies.
Those
But
my
back
childhood
then,
nieces,
we were in competition.
Right.
Every time I see them, I'm like, oh, you trying to take my role, and I'm trying to take your role, and they won most of the time. That's why I'm up here doing the media stuff. But no, it's for real. It gets rough out there. So I'm just happy to, but it's a lot of love in Atlanta. So I'm happy to see you out here. Your spirits look lifted out here. You look good, girl.
Well, thank you. And you're out here like, especially even health-wise, like there's people are out here doing things natural. This is like somebody might have a water company, and this because they got a well on their acres. You know what I'm saying? Like they like, no, here it's about health. Health is wealth out here. You know what I'm saying? And even industry-wise, like even the Lyft driver be like, oh, you need to go check out this studio. Or I know somebody, go to this hair salon because she knows so-and-so, and then tell them I sent you. Like, that's what happens out here. Kelly is like, So it's like everybody. The mailman gonna try to help you. The mailman knows somebody.
That's love.
Man, just real quick, 'cause I know everybody talked to you about all that and your favorite characters. We talked about recreation earlier.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite recreation of like anything of all that you've seen regarding this?
Oh God.
I've seen a lot of Randy and Mandy, faux Randy and Mandy's out there. Have you seen these?
No.
Yeah, people. You seen that, right? Yeah, people do that all the time. If y'all haven't seen Randy and Mandy, is that your like biggest sketch? Do you think from the show?
I feel like Randy and Mandy because a lot of people forget. I feel like a lot of people forget about Beth. Because when the movie happened, everyone, they forget that I was originally Beth. I was a love interest, you know what I'm saying, before he married Tyra Banks and all that. but Beth gets forgotten.
Right.
But Randy and Mandy, like, that's always going to be, So I feel like, that was it. That was me and Keenan. That's our thing. And so many people want that recreated. Like, someone just tagged me on Twitter and was just like, yo, I went... maybe it was on Instagram, I don't know. But they were like, we wish that Keenan would bring you back on SNL and then do like a Randy and Mandy. But I was just like, the Randy and Mandy would be cool. I don't know if SNL can do it, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a Nickelodeon thing. But nonetheless, a lot of fans have wanted Randy and Mandy back. And I do feel at least one time like the fans deserve that. They've gotten everything else back for the most part.
They even got Leroy and Fuzz back. I brought it back myself.
Right,
sometimes you gotta get there and make it happen.
Well, at least you have the Fuzz. I kind of need Keenan for it, so you know what I mean? Just a little bit.
And then, I want to also tell everybody at Afro Comic Con to make sure that they tap in with you as well, because you are deep into the activism, Black Lives Matter, and it comes from a genuine place, I can tell for you. Yeah. Can you just tell the people a little bit about why you're so passionate about it and why they should get behind some of the causes you're behind?
Well, I've been doing it like since I was in California. Like it's like you said, I'm real genuine. I don't just do it like, oh, this is a photo op. Let me go, throw this on. Let me go make a sign real quick and do it real quick, and then hop in the car. Because first of all, my family. First of all, just Haiti in general. Okay, on my daddy's side, if you know the history of Haiti and what we had to do to fight for our freedom, that's that aspect of it. Now, if you want to talk about my family being raised in the South and going back to my grandfather's family, because my last name is a slave name, actually growing up on the plantation and being slaves. So when you see history repeating itself, because let's keep it $1.50, the 60s and the 70s, it's just right around the corner. It's not that far back. And history is literally repeating itself. And when you think about what Martin Luther King did and Harriet Tubman and all of them that fought, and then you see what's happening right now in society and people, just even with the whole voting thing, like that's a whole nother show, I'm not gonna get into it, but you have people that died for the voting. And then now you have people that just sit back, I'm not gonna vote because I don't like either one. Yo, there's people who died. Oh, the voting doesn't count. If the voting didn't count, they wouldn't be trying to suppress it like they've been trying to do for years. Like they were killing people back in the day. You feel me? Martin Luther King is dead. Malcolm X is dead. People lost their lives, and you just gonna sit here. We are freedom. Women could not even vote. Women. slaves didn't even have any rights. And it's like we have all these rights, and I feel like because people are watching us on the show, we do have influence. I'd rather be influential about politics, about what's happening in history, because one, I got kids, instead of just going, and nothing against anybody who's out there doing this, but instead of just twerking or, you know, doing certain things, I want to influence people to do positive, because just the way I change people's lives, I don't want to be responsible for somebody's downfall.
So just to kind of wrap it up with all that, how has it been representing Black Girl Magic on all that? Because you were in the OG cast and you were a representative, I would say, of, you know, our people.
Oh, I said, oh, you got that all
back. So what was it like just being in that person? Because obviously you must have had girls looking up to you and asking you questions and wanted to be in your position. So what was it like just being that representative?
Now that I'm older and I understand, because like I said, I was a kid and I'm like, oh, this is fun. It's major, because back then it was just, okay, I'm a Black kid, a Black girl on the show. As I got older, it was like, oh, actually Kel brought it to my attention, because like he gets on me hard, like when people do interviews, and he's like, no, you were the first Black girl, and you did this, and you was a left. I'm like, yo, all right, manager, you know what I'm saying? Because I've kind of like, I guess I'm humble about it. You know, I do a lot of things. I've met a lot of people, but unless I say it, you'll never know. So stuff like that, it just went like either over my head, or it's just like, oh, all right. Like I kind of make myself like, oh, it was nothing. So like, as I started getting older, it was like, yeah, okay, you were the first Black girl. It's like, oh, okay, that's dope. Then it was like, as people started realizing that I was mixed with Haitian, they're like, yo, you was the first Black Haitian, African American, Indian. Like they started throwing all my cultures in there. So it was like really like a big deal for everyone else, because then as I got older and the fans were coming back and telling me, there was this like, yo, we didn't have nobody to look up to when we was, you know, growing up, and to see someone that looked like me that represented them, they loved that. And I didn't know that. Like I said, it was just games to us. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, yo, we got this job that's really cool. We're getting to meet the cool people, and our playground is Universal Studios. You know what I'm saying? And we got all these people saying they love us. We getting paid on top of it. You know what I'm saying? And now we have all these kids going crazy. Yeah, he doesn't even. You know, we have all these kids just going crazy, loving us. You know, just, you know, life seems good. But just to know that we were really saving a lot of lives. Like I had so many fans come back and tell me like, yo, I was dealing with this in my household, or I didn't tell my mama this, or my family doesn't know this, and you were our escape. Like me in particular, like you made us feel like we could do that. And you just never know like how many lives you're touching. And I had no idea. Like I was dealing with, you know, my own life, but to know that I was having such a positive impact on the girls and the guys. Like I had guys hitting me up telling me like, yo, you changed my life. Like just recently, this one guy said, you were the reason why I would smile. And he sent me a picture of him when he was a kid around that time. He said, that smile was because of you. Like, you know, we want to get all choked up about having a thug tear right now, but you know what I mean? Like, right. You just don't know.
So you see, we really, literally changing the world. All that cast, we are changing and inspiring. That's what Black Girl Magic is about. On the All That Casting here at the Culture Experience and on Afro Comic Con. Thank you guys for having us. Thank you, Angelique, for coming and sitting with us.
You already know.
And we got a couple more coming up. We're gonna be right back.